All right, my first time using this little camera. Let's see how this works. This looks like a beautiful area. This is called Winding Stairs, and I'm about to get started. It looks like the trail is pretty rough though, but look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna be going up and down these canyons. I'm trying to work on my hills climbing for these longer runs, so I'm gonna do a few loops of this, and this is one of the hilliest little areas that I have found, so let's see how we do. I'm gonna take it super slow because it's covered in leaves and I don't need to trip and fall again. Let's see. I'll probably get lost, but as long as there's a trail, I'll just keep going, wrapping around. Ooh, that's cool. This trail is about 40 minutes from my house, but one of my friends in our local running group told me this is where they come to do some hills training. My marathon, the Natchez Trace that I did last weekend, I had not done a good job of keeping track of the hills. I ran the first 7 miles and then I thought, these hills aren't so bad. So I picked up the pace, and then at mile 22, which up until that day, that was the most I had ever run. That's when the real hills started. So mentally, it was a bit of a challenge. Looks like I was supposed to cross the creek. Let's check it out. Beautiful. One of the problems I have with trail running is I have ADHD and my mind wanders, and it's so beautiful. I just want to check everything out, and so I'm looking around and I forget that I have to pay attention to my feet, so I stumble. So it's a good exercise for me to focus my mind. Especially today. because of all the leaves, I'm nervous for my ankle because I rolled my ankle at mile 22 right when the hill started, also on Saturday. Not super bad, but enough that I feel it, and so I know it's a little bit weak. So I put a little brace on, and I'm just making sure that I'm really careful. Don't want to roll it again. All right, I'll check back soon. Even going downhill, I can't really pick up any pace. If you go rolling down there, you're not going to stop anytime soon. Milk Pail Trail. Well, when I come back, I'll go down that. Glad I don't have to carry a milk pail. Look at this. Hard to believe this is rock. It's like little tiny sheets. That's cool. Okay. I'll watch those professionals. They're just flying through this. Their ankles must be so strong and stable. They're also younger, a lot lighter, and they've been doing it for years. I've only been running for 16 months, but I'm loving it so far. I know a lot of people talk about running long distances hurts your knees. I was one of those. I'm a chiropractor, but I thought that running the long distances would hurt. But because of the increased mobility from my more sedentary lifestyle, I have less knee problems now than I did before. I ran 26.4 miles on Saturday, hilly and hard, and lots of rocks and roots, and I didn't have a single problem with my knees. Ooh, that's fun. Back up the hills. When I first started running, everything was hard, and then it got easy. So I'm hoping that by doing enough hills, I can condition myself to where this is moderately easy. But where I live in Lebanon, almost all my runs are flat. There's very little vert. I watched my sister out in Utah do a 5-mile hike with like 2,000, 3,000 feet of vert. I get about 300, 400 over 3 or 4 miles if I'm lucky. I mean, that's what I'm hoping to do here. Most of them are 300 per 5 miles, and I consider that hilly. All right. This is good training. Couldn't do a marathon of this though. Not yet. However, in 3 weeks, I'm doing the Fiery Gizzard Trail Marathon, and that will be comparable to this for large sections. That's why I'm out here, to do a little bit of hill prep for that. Okay. Can't breathe, so I'm sure that's not any fun to listen to. So I'll be back. Not winning any races today. I'm so slow. I just don't want to die. Red Oak Trail. Yep. All right, here we go. Made it back to the milk pail. Let's see what that one looks like. I know very little about running. I'm 49 and a half. I started running July of last year. I mean, I had done a couple of runs before that in my life, but years before. And any distance running, I knew nothing about that. And I set out with the goal of, I wanted to get to a point where I thought it was going to take me a long time to get there, of running 5 miles at an 8.5 mile pace. And like 2 months in, I was already there. I'm like, oh. So it's just been a constant reassessing my goals. I'm trying to keep it fun. I have no aspirations of being good, but I do love to push myself with pretty much everything that I do. So I keep setting goals and listening to my body. If I push it too hard, then I'll know. And I'll try and take it easy. But I'm trying to learn as I go. The thing that has most impressed me is, like, I genuinely didn't believe that I could pick up running so late in life and to be able to do what I'm doing. Like I ran my first ever trail marathon, or my first marathon in general. And it wasn't too super sore. I did, for the first time, hit a distance where I hit that wall or I bonged like I had read about. I way underfueled. But, up or down. That was just a learning thing, so next time I'll make sure to better utilize those aid stations. But to be close to 50 when I start running, and now running this is just, I'm blown away that my body was able to do this, coming from multiple injuries, surgeries, accidents, where I had gone from being a high-level athlete to unable to do much of that. And I gained weight as a result. And then exercise became even harder. I would try to run, thinking I'll do this to get in shape, but then it would start to hurt my knees because I was carrying so much extra weight that finally last year I just buckled down and forced myself to lose the weight. And once I had lost enough, I gave running a shot, and my knees felt fine, so I kept going. Then running was able to help me continue losing the rest of the weight. And I feel great. Okay. Come back in a bit. I was losing motivation with my running because I was so bored. I went out and mapped out a ton of road routes, but I had to drive a good bit because we don't have any shoulders near where I live, and way too many times of being almost run off the road from people not paying attention. I had to push farther out and go find some really off the beaten path roads that were nice. That was much more beautiful and enjoyable, but I kept watching my sister post all these pictures of her incredible trail runs, and I thought trail running would probably be too hard, but as soon as I started, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the life. It's so beautiful. There's so much to see. I can run longer distance, be more tired, because it is more effort, but I don't mentally feel it. I don't get mentally fatigued. Just had a killer climb. Whew. Back up on top. Breathing again. Last year, sorry, I had a little bug go in my nose. Last year, when I started running, I didn't know if I was going to stay motivated through the winter. Uh-oh. No clue. So I didn't buy any winter running gear. I just froze my butt off. And I'd wear a coat for the first mile. I did this same spot over the winter, and tossed my coat in my truck when I was a little warmed up, and I'd keep going. But I didn't want to put any money into any gear for something that I was still so new to and didn't know if I was gonna keep running or not. But I did get a good pair of shoes. I've always been a strong advocate of nice cushion supportive shoes. As a chiropractor, I know how much pressure can be taken off the joints when you're on your feet all day or walking around. You have good supportive shoes. So I've always had that, and I have some bulging discs. So I had good shoes, but no running gear. And then as spring came on, I'm like, I'm still running. So I got a couple of running shirts, shorts. And this fall I was still running and running longer distances and doing trail runs. And have my first 50K ultra scheduled in a couple of weeks. A trail marathon, another trail marathon. I'm doing a 50 miler next spring. So I figured, I guess I actually like this running thing. So I bought a couple of pairs of trail running shoes. Oh man, actual trail specific shoes makes a huge difference out here. I had been doing it in my regular road shoes and didn't realize how much traction I was missing out on. So definitely get actual trail running shoes if you're going to be outside. But then I got some winter sweats with pants, a couple of shirts, a rain jacket, because I would just go out in the rain, soak my butt off. I don't like to waste money, so I had to prove to myself that I was gonna stick with it before I could decide whether or not it was worth it. Now, looks like it's worth it to go ahead and invest in a couple of things to make it easier and more enjoyable. Y'all see that deer? I've seen several out here today. All right, I'll be back. When I get to that overlook, I'll probably just end it there. I'll run another loop, but I don't want to bore everyone. Wait, did I just say everyone? I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this, because nothing special. My son asked me to record him, and my kids want to see some of what I'm doing. So I'm more doing it because they think it would be cool to have some of their dad's videos on YouTube and not just my chocolate related stuff for our business or my pig stuff. So if anyone chooses to watch this, I won't make you be bored any longer than once I get back to that loop for the first time. Steep. Caution. Uh-oh. None of the other ones said that. Which way though? I don't know. I'll go down here and then I'll come back. This says Southern Cascades, so I'd like to see that. Oh, I see. This just ends right here. looks like. Pretty, pretty. Whoa, that is steep. Holy cow. I wonder if this trail takes me out of here. Dang. Like I'm just climbing up the hill. I'm sure this is a trail or not. Definitely not running. This is slippery. This is forehand Scribble up steep. Mountain goat steep. Whew. And my watch is like, speed up. Pausing, resuming, speed up. 36-minute pace. That's all I got though. Because I'm not a mountain goat. Whew. And I'm not my sister. She'd probably run right up that. Hey, I see an actual trail again. I don't know which way back, but let's go this way. See, that's good exercise to climb and wear yourself out and start running again. Good heart conditioning. Hey, I know where I am. I went the right way. Woohoo! Almost back to the overlook. One more loop for me, but that's it for recording, because for all I know, since I forgot to test this thing out, when I thought I was recording, I was turning it off. Who knows? I'll find out in a bit. Thanks for joining me on Little Hills Run at a beautiful Winding Trails Park in Tennessee. Beautiful.